What is going on, everybody? RDGRICKY here once again. We are a day removed from the huge news that broke yesterday. And as you can tell, today I'm in a slightly better mood. I may get this crooked fake smile on. I'm still butthurt deep down. But you know what? Like anything else, brush your shoulders off. Keep it walking. Keep it moving. Yeah, look at the bright side of things sometimes. So guys, if you could do me a favor, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. Let me know what you guys think. So today, like I told you guys about the video I posted yesterday, I wasn't going to get too much into depth about the trade, the three-team trade between the Red Sox, the Dodgers, and the Minnesota Twins. Now, I was still too butthurt at the time. My panties were still in a bunch at the time, and it just wasn't time for me to get into the trade. So I've had a whole day to think about it, look into it. Here's my take on it. So what the Red Sox end up doing, they end up trading Mookie Betts, David Price, and they end up assuming half of David Price's contract. So essentially, it's still a decent amount of money they got to eat, but at least it's not the full amount that he was earned over the final 3 years of his contract, which was top tier #1 starter money, which we all know he's not worth that money. In return, the Boston Red Sox end up getting Alex Verdugo. That was the top name in this trade. He is an outfielder, played for the Dodgers. He's got 3 years of experience under his belt, not all major league. He spent a lot of time this past season, 2019 season, with the Dodgers. He had 343 at-bats, 43 runs scored, 101 hits, 44 RBIs, 12 home runs. Now, I mean, that's decent. He hit 294 in those starts, in those games. He hit for average. He seemed to play pretty well. Still a small sample size, still young. He's going to be compared to Mookie Betts, so I might as well just come forward and do it now. He's no Mookie Betts. He's nowhere near it yet. He's got a plus arm like Mookie. He's got a cannon on him, but it's just too early to tell at this point. They end up getting also from the Minnesota Twins in a 3-team trade, Brusdar Graterol. Now this guy, he's doesn't have very much experience in the major league level yet. The jury is still way out on him because it's still tough to know. He's only got 11 appearances, but from what I can gather, from anyone can understand, he has a 101-mile-an-hour sinker, breaks bats, jams people. He's got a hard slider coming in around 90 miles an hour. His ceiling, he's projected as a number 2, number 3 starter in a rotation. So the ceiling is potentially pretty decent. His floor, I guess you could say, would be a hard power setup guy, which that's not that bad either. But he still has a way to go before anybody here can even analyze this. So there's still the jury is still going to be on this trade for quite some time. It's still too early. These guys are still too early in their respective careers for anyone to form a very good and educated opinion on these guys. So all in all, here's going to be my overall opinion and my overall look on this trade. I don't like it for the Boston Red Sox. As far as value and what they got in return, they didn't get enough. It just didn't. It didn't fucking happen. In my opinion, if you're going to trade your best player and one of the top 3 players that this decade has seen, you have to get more. But I think the problem was the Red Sox were just hell-bent. Ownership was hell-bent. The front office was hell-bent on getting under that luxury tax and getting rid of... And I think the driving factor of this was David Price, his contract. Nobody was going to take on that type of money. I'm surprised the Dodgers even took on half of the money, to be honest. But listen, I think they bit the bullet. And I just think they wanted Mookie Betts that bad, where they just said to fuck with it. This guy's at least serviceable. Listen, David Price is still serviceable. He's not a complete, absolute, just terrible bum. He can still come in for you, even if he comes in as a long reliever out of the bullpen. If you don't want him in your rotation, he struggles. He's still a serviceable piece. Mookie Betts, as we know, he's probably going to be an NL MVP candidate. It just is what it is. I don't like this trade at all. But I guess you have to get something in return. You can't just let the guy walk in free agency, especially if you have no intentions of paying this guy. It just would not be beneficial to your team. And you know what? I'd take it even worse as a fan. I can't stand it right now. I'd be even more pissed off if you let the guy walk. It's for nothing, and then you're stuck with a David Price contract and everything else that goes with it. So all in all, it's still, the jury's still out on it, but I don't think this trade, it may not be as bad if these guys can form into what they're supposed to be. The trade can end up being somewhat beneficial, but in the long run, what are you going to do with that money that you're saving with Mookie Betts? You're going to end up paying several other players that just won't equate to his wins above replacement. And that's just facts. That's not my opinion. That's the fucking truth. So, all in all, like I said, I'm not very pleased with it, but it is what it is. So, now, from here on out, what are the Red Sox going to do? You know, it's pointing towards they could hit a reset if they want to. But at the same time, my hopes are not all lost. I think the Boston Red Sox will still compete in 2020. I'm not predicting a wild card berth. I'm not predicting any of that. I think they will be competitive still. They're still going to have a good offense, in my opinion. They're still going to score points or runs. Sorry, wrong sport. They're still going to score runs, and they're still going to be in every game I think they play. Now, they're going to need starting pitching overall. You don't have to do it all in one off season. You just don't have to. But I think they should focus on getting 2 serviceable starters. Guys that can occasionally get you in the 6th inning, because my goodness, last year was it was bananas. Terrible. Some of the worst starting pitching I've ever seen. Just shellac. And then you can get into the bullpen. Either way, I think the best way to do it is you start from the pitchers, go to the bullpen. From your starters, the bullpen. And then you build from there. And then, you know what? The Red Sox can go ahead and be aggressive in the 2021 offseason and pursue holes that they need by the time that money gets freed up. So all in all, guys, this was my take on the trade. Subscribe, like, let me know what you guys think. Appreciate you guys. See ya.